idiot YouTuber snuck into North Sentinel. He got caught. Out of all places to sneak in, bro, you gonna sneak into the one fucking place where they execute anybody that comes to it? It is literally more safe to sneak into North Korea. I don't know why you sneak into North Korea. Tommy IRL streamed there. There was like some video of some vlogger there, or he tried to vlog. He got caught, so he's dead. Yeah, I'm gonna assume. Wait, I don't know. Did he survive? They must have murked him.
North Sentinel Island is often considered the most dangerous place in the world. It's home to one of the most deadly uncontacted tribes on Earth, who have unalived several outsiders who dared to step.
Oh yeah, this was hilarious too. Man killed on a remote island tried to declare Jesus to tribe, bro. Yeah, that was the dude that like bring a Bible. Bro, they don't even know what religion is there. It's not like they're in like some semi-integrated society, bro. They dead are just living like cavemen. They don't know what none of that is. They hunt their food, fucking skin it, and everything, bro, like caveman times. This was not gonna work. You thought this was 1700s? Yeah, the funny thing is, y'all, I'm pretty sure the reason why they are kind of scared of like travelers going there and stuff, like this is like 200 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. There was like some people that went there. I forgot what European country. They went there and then like they lied to them. I think they like killed a bunch of people or some shit. And then after that, they like never accepted anybody. British? Yeah, it might have been the British. That's fucking wild though. I don't blame them, bro. They don't got no access to information. So, bro, if I bring some people in, they goddamn started murking people and shit. I'm like, bro, I don't trust anybody now. I don't have any information to tell the difference.
On their island, burying them in shallow graves right on the beach for the world to see. Going there is almost certainly a death wish, but in the modern age, creators are willing to risk it all for
Vitaly, Johnny Somalia, and Jack Doherty went there? Or is this just, he's just showing creators?
clout, like Mikhailo Viktorovich Polyakov, who just recently attempted a trip to the deadly island.
No way.
And although he somehow managed to come back unscathed, it's possible that he might have triggered a mini genocide on the island itself.
Oh my god, yeah, because you know if you go there, like you're gonna probably give them some type of disease that like they don't have. Like it was kind of like how when the European settlers first came to America, they like gave a bunch of Native Americans disease and like a bunch of them fucking died from it.
Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist.
That's why they tell
make
you don't go there,
YouTube
buddy.
Documentaries, and today we'll be looking into the latest idiot who has attempted to visit North Sentinel Island for clout, the despicable acts he committed for content while he was there, and how he might even spend the next 5 years of his life in prison because of those acts. But you know what won't land you in prison? Subscribing to the channel. So hit that subscribe button and let's get on with the video. To fully understand just how dumb and insensitive this entire trip was, it's worth knowing who this man is and why he was so desperate to reach this uncontacted island.
Bro, what vlogging at North Sentinel? That is easy fucking views. Nobody's ever done that.
Mikhailo Viktorovich Polyakov is a 24-year-old YouTuber from North Goldwater, Arizona. He runs a YouTube channel named Neo-Orientalist, which he created fairly recently in September of 2024. Almost a year later, and it's still fairly unknown, with only 4.6k subs, and only one major piece of content, a 6-part vlog series documenting the 3 weeks Mikhailo spent in one of the most dangerous places in the world, Taliban-controlled Afghanistan.
I don't understand why people do that, bro. Like, I'll see vloggers go to, like, Afghanistan, bro. Hey, guys. Tom NFG here. You know, only half of you guys are subscribed and even less of you guys have noties on. I hate to be a burden, but, you know, I really appreciate it if you hit that sub button and the little bell next to it, you know. It doesn't take long. I know you can get mixed up in the algorithm and everything. But yeah, also tune into the streams, you know. We have a lot of fun over there, I'm telling you. We have a lot of parties going on over there. Yeah, that's it. Bye. Damn. Like, they risking their fucking life, nigga. For me, bro, if there's any content where I gotta risk my goddamn life, I am good, bro. Like, there was some video I saw where some dude went to North Korea and, like, broke all the laws and then, like, vlogged it. I'm like, bro, I'm good, bro. Especially women that go there. There's no way women are traveling to Afghanistan. I refuse to believe that.
Along with several shorts highlighting the various moments from the same trip. Now, to his credit, he did put effort into properly exploring Afghanistan's culture from an objective lens, regardless of his personal opinions on it. Even documenting important historical locations across the country and day-to-day life of the locals. It seemed like he was—
Why? Because women basically have no rights, bro. The Taliban, I'm pretty sure they banned the women's voices from speaking. It was like some crazy shit. I actually couldn't believe it. Women basically have like 0 rights there. It's run by a religious law, either Sharia law or I don't know what. I think it's beyond that, bro. It's literally they're just insane.
Is genuinely interested in showing his viewers a part of the world that doesn't get much coverage, even if it meant putting his life in danger. Fortunately for him, viewers noticed, with one thankful viewer writing, "I'm glad these videos actually show the real Afghanistan, unlike other videos where in 40 minutes, half is showing them walking to a hotel and inside the hotel, and the other half..."
Bro, I wouldn't even want to go there even if it wasn't a dangerous country. Bro, isn't it like 110 degrees there every day? Bro, I can barely take the heat in fucking Texas, bro. Let me search about Afghanistan weather right now. Oh, you know, the weather is better there than I thought. I thought it was like 100 degrees there every day. 64, 68. 69.
Is eating in a restaurant and buying clothing. However, despite all of this, there were some questionable moments within the content he posted, especially his shorts, where his thrill-seeking side would take over. Take, for example, him posing with one of the Afghan militia's machine guns, shooting with the militia, and recording a road rage incident that turned violent. But regardless, his vlogs still did moderately well,
Imagine a country with like no fucking government, bro, and like getting in a fight with somebody, they just have unrestricted guns. Bro, like they could be mad, they could be like, "What? You just crashed into my fucking car?" And then you just die.
around 20 to 30,000 views per video, especially considering that they were the first videos he ever posted. He had a real opportunity to keep putting out videos like this, exploring different cultures, and generating an audience that enjoyed his slightly more risky adventures from time to time. However, Mikhailo didn't want to build an audience over time. He wanted to go viral overnight. So he decided to take the biggest risk he could think of to reach this goal, and ended up choosing North Sentinel Island as his next destination, blatantly disregarding the law.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure you can't even go there. Like, it's straight up banned by law.
Obvious threat to his own life, and the threat to the people on that island, all in search of internet clout. For those who don't know, North Sentinel Island is approximately the size of Manhattan, New York, and is located about 700.
Is that big? Why did I think it was just like 5 miles or something? God damn, Manhattan is crazy, bro. Okay, damn. No wonder they don't have to see people. They got this huge ass island. My question is, how did the first people get there? How do y'all think the first couple of tribes got there? Because obviously this island was empty at a certain point, you know, and then people traveled there. Traveled like a boat, and they came there and they're like, all right, this is home. They spawned.
150 miles off the—
Hear me out, hear me out. A McDonald's right in the middle of it, and a 7-Eleven. Bro, this is seeming like prime real estate, y'all. We could really make this work. You know, let's go ahead and give them some liberation and freedom.
Coast of India. As a result, it's completely cut off from
chocolate?
civilization. In fact, the only civilization that's even remotely close to it is Port Blair, the capital of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands in the Bay of Bengal. The capital of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands.
Strange name.
In the Bay of Bengal. However, despite its isolation, there is a group of people that have been surviving on the island for centuries, without ever stepping foot on the mainland. A tribe known as the Sentinelese, rumored to be the direct descendants of the first humans to migrate out of Africa. The estimated 200 Sentinelese on the island have adopted a primitive lifestyle, hunting for animals and fish with spears.
Bro, this lifestyle is probably chill, y'all. Comparing this to ours, bro, you gotta go through school, get like $300,000 worth of debt, work the rest of your life as a motherfucking work slave, bro, then die with debt, die with a divorce, all your kids hate you.
Bow and arrows, while wearing little to no clothing, leading many people
Absolutely
to believe that they might be humanity's last remaining link to the Stone Age. However, their unique and detached existence has also made them a prime target over the years, from explorers, adventurers, and even governments trying to bring them back to civilization. The earliest incident of outsiders making contact with the Sentinelese occurred sometime in the 1880s, when the British Navy led a survey mission to North Sentinel Island that quickly turned ugly. In their attempt to civilize the Sentinelese, the Navy ended up kidnapping 6 members of the tribe, an elderly couple and their 4 children, and took them to Port Blair, where tragedy awaited them. You see, because the Sentinelese have been living isolated from the rest of the world for thousands of years, they haven't developed immunity to any of our diseases. So when these 6 members of the tribe were eventually brought to the mainland, the elderly couple ended up falling sick and dying almost immediately.
Bro, that is so crazy, bro. Old empires, like, y'all, I just think of all the crazy shit that happened between, like, the up things with like America and Europe in the past, bro. Like, I'm imagining if this should happen now, bro, do you know how like huge of a news story this would be? Then again, I don't know, we do have like wars going on and a genocide going on in the Middle East, but like imagine like the Trail of Tears happening right now in America. Imagine something like that going on, bro. That would be like crazy, bro. Like that probably start a civil war now. But back then they didn't know about it. Like I feel like even the people back then, even the fucking like white people back then would be like, yo, this is fucked up. Like what are you doing to these people? They didn't have communication. They didn't know. Twitter in the 1800s. Holy fuck. Bro, yo, we'd be cooked as a society. Some country definitely would have nuked another country over like getting mad at a tweet. Middle East and North Africa did just as more bad things. I didn't say they didn't do bad things, bro. Yo, I can point out like America did bad things and also point out, bro, the Middle East, bro, it's done a fucking terrible bad things, bro. What? They had a ton of slavery going on too. They actually have modern slavery.
Fortunately, the children managed to survive and were quickly sent back to the island along with several gifts as a gesture of peace. However, the damage was already done. The Sentinelese had consistently responded with arrows and aggression to anyone that has tried to enter their territory since that incident, no matter their intention. Like in 2004, when a Sentinelese man on the beach tried to shoot an Indian Coast Guard helicopter with a bow and arrow, even though it only came to check on the tribe's welfare after a tsunami had ravaged the surrounding area. Or in 2006.
Nah, they low-key got aura though, bro. They survived a tsunami. I feel like they got like ancient methods to figure out things like if a tsunami's coming. Because like back then, y'all know like they had sundials and shit and a bunch of different things. They definitely got methods to figure out things like that now.
When a couple of fishermen accidentally drifted into the waters near North Sentinel Island while poaching a fish, and the Sentinelese ended up unaliving them and burying their bodies on the beach.
Oh my God.
There has only ever been one instance when the Sentinelese people didn't react aggressively to a group of visitors landing on their shores. This was on January 4th, 1991. When Trilokanath Pandit, the director of the Anthropological Survey of India at the time, decided to visit the island with his team. He had already been studying the island and its natives for several years, so when his boat started approaching, he knew exactly how to signal the tribesmen that he and his team were friendly.
To overcome limited communication and uncertain vocabulary. Coconuts do not grow on these islands, but they are valued by the Sentinelese.
Cheeks out and everything.
In the end, they managed to befriend the tribesmen by copying their mannerisms and using.
I think the crazy thing about it is like, do you see their skin? Bro, they have such amazing skin. Like, they don't have no treatments or anything. They just have amazing skin. Like, you don't see no acne on their bodies or anything because they're living like natural, like humans were supposed to live, bro. Not one pimple, nothing. This is how we're supposed to live. We're supposed to live like fucking like cavemen and shit. And you know, if we live according to like how we were, we don't get no diseases. We don't get any back pain or anything. We're cool.
They managed to befriend the tribesmen by copying
Unlike
their
Tommy.
mannerisms
Where's my
and
acne
using their unique language to communicate with them. However, this event didn't end up having any lasting impact on the relationship with the Sentinelese. So, in 2012, an amendment was made to the Andaman and Nicobar Island protections of the Aboriginal Tribes Regulation of 1956, making it illegal to get within 3 miles of North Sentinel Island. But despite those restrictions being in place, there have still—
I was about to say, how are they going to enforce this? I guess arrest people when they come back?
Been some idiots who have tried visiting the island, like John Allen Chau, a 26-year-old American Christian missionary who believed North Sentinel Island was Satan's last stronghold on Earth.
Oh my God, there's no way he said that, bro. Bro, not even like a satanic temple is the last stronghold. Bro, they got satanic churches and shit. No, he was like, nah, that island, that's definitely them, bro. That's where Satan's holding.
So, he made it his mission to bring people of North Sentinel Island towards Christianity. But, as you might imagine, all of his attempts ended in complete disaster. He was forced to retreat twice, and even had to swim a mile to safety after his second failed attempt. Despite all this,
yeah, and the fact that he kept going back
mission a third time on November 16th, 2018, and ended up losing his life. In the days following his death, several news outlets picked up on his story, broadcasting the risks of trying to contact an uncontactable tribe and the danger it posed to both the people trying to visit the island and the local tribesmen. But of course, these warnings would land on deaf ears in Mikhailo's case, who, despite all the danger, chose North Sentinel Island as the next destination for his thrill-seeking vlogs, and eventually ended up paying the price for his decision. It all started in October 2012 2024, when Mikhailo decided to take a trip from the United States to Port Blair, just like John Allen had. He got his hands on an inflatable kayak soon after landing on the island, and planned to use it.
Bro, you wouldn't want like a nice boat, like a steady boat? What a fucking kayak? All they have to do was fucking shoot that shit with an arrow and you're dead. Then grab you, bro, and shoot arrows at you.
Make a solo journey to the island. However, before his kayak could even hit the water, the staff of the hotel in which he was staying intervened, threatening to call the police if he left for the island, which probably ended up saving Mikhailo's life, since not only would the kayak have easily deflated if the Sentinelese decided to start showering it with arrows, the journey itself would have been extremely difficult, especially if the waves were
the waters were probably terrible too, with the small kayak.
Slightly rougher than normal. Fortunately, he listened to the staff at that moment and decided to fly back to the States almost immediately. But his obsession with going viral soon buried any fears he might have had about what awaited him on the island. So he decided to try a second time in January 2025. And made the trip from the US to Port Blair once again. However, this time he had a slightly different plan. Instead of an inflatable kayak, he brought an inflatable motorboat with him. The only problem was, this motorboat was missing a key component, the motor. So Mikhailo started reaching out to local mechanics and engineers in Port Blair, asking them to help attach a motor to his boat. And he found—
Dude, get an actual boat! Get a little motor, bro. Rent one. It's probably like $50 a day or something. He did not have to do all of this.
Found someone who could do it almost immediately. However, Mikhailo wasn't one to sit around and wait, so he decided to visit yet another indigenous tribe while the motor was being constructed. He hitched a ride to the Baratang Islands, located approximately 90 miles north of Port Blair, and successfully made contact with the native Jarara tribe. But here's the kicker. He ended up recording his interactions with the tribe, which, as it turns out, is also illegal under Indian law. He eventually returned back to Port Blair on March 26, 2025, and by this time, the motor for his boat was ready and attached. After spending a few days studying routes and monitoring tides, Mikhailo finally left for North Sentinel Island at approximately 1 AM on March 29. And surprisingly, the journey itself went smoothly. Not only did he have to contend with less Coast Guard patrols, since he'd left from the nearby Kumadera beach, and not the more heavily patrolled beach in Port Blair, the waters were also incredibly calm throughout the trip. In fact, he managed to arrive in North Sentinel Island's vicinity around 10 AM, which is way earlier than he'd—
God damn, 1 AM to 10 AM? Holy fucking shit. He should have just rented a jet ski or something.
Imagined. However, upon his arrival, he would be greeted with absolute silence, since there were absolutely no Sentinelese on the beach awaiting his arrival like he'd imagined, which in reality was incredibly lucky, because if they were present, it's more than likely they'd have started firing arrows at him by this point. Still, as he continued inching closer, he started getting more frustrated, resulting in him doing the most brain-dead thing ever, and using a whistle to alert the Sentinel.
Bro, was it at least a nice one or something? Like, bro, to them, that's probably a battle cry. They're probably like, I don't know how to make tribe sound effects. They're like, do a fucking spear, bro. I would have done that, bro, if I'm them. I'm gonna be real. Because why is you waking me up from my sleep, dude? It's also 10 AM. Keep in mind, they probably got time tracked and shit. If you woke me up at 10 AM, bro, I'd be like, killing your ass, bro. And then we keeping your head as a trophy.
Pleased to his presence. He whistled for over an hour, but luckily received no response from the Sentinelese, all while slowly approaching the beach. And when he finally arrived, he found the beach and the nearby forest just as deserted.
That's it? Or is there somewhere else?
As it looked from his boat. So he spent the next hour recording the deserted beach and collecting sand samples to take back with him before engaging in his most despicable act yet, leaving a half-empty can of Diet Coke and a coconut on the beach as an offering to the—
Oh my god. Bro, that definitely killed them. There's no way they survived that. Bro, even us, we're used to it, and we have a feeling after having soda and Diet Coke. Bro, what a dumbass, bro. No, you know what's crazy too? This would be a colossal fuck up, because let's say they all died, like this killed them. Like, in the future, bro, they could have potentially been studied for, like, how they got there, like, where they date back from their roots and shit. But if they die, bro, you just cooked it.
The tribe, knowing full well that the drink he'd already drank from probably contains pathogens that could possibly wipe out the entire tribe if even one member decided to drink.
I'm assuming they probably saw it and they didn't have it. Like, there's no, but like, if I'm one of them, like a caveman that's from those times, I see that, I'm just like, there's liquid in this. What the fuck is this? I'm not trying it. They probably gave it to one person to try.
As a commenter rightly states, this guy is a dummy. Putting an entire civilization / heritage at risk for a couple of years, your values are truly mind-boggling. After leaving the can of Coke, he made the only sane decision of this entire trip and left the island on the same boat he arrived on, happy that he managed to escape without getting offed. However, little did he know the real consequences were waiting for him back at Port Blair. You see, while he was returning to Kumadera Beach at around 7 p.m. that same day, 2 fishermen on the coast noticed his boat. They quickly alerted the local authorities about where they suspected Mikhailo was coming from, resulting in police finding and arresting him a couple of days later on March 31st. They ended up confiscating his GoPro with all of the footage on the island and launched a full
so that's why I was using different clips of him, because I was about to say there's no way that's an island with cars on it.
Criminal investigation into Mikhailo's actions. In other words, Mikhailo could face up to 5 or even 8 years in prison for his crimes if convicted. Now, it's important to note that he hasn't been charged yet, but given the recent trend
I'd hope they at least went back and got the coke can, or he told them that.
Foreign governments not letting American nuisance creators get away with whatever they want, there's a good chance he won't be coming home anytime soon. But even if he somehow manages to escape the charges, there's one thing for sure. Mikhailo's already blown any shot he had at becoming a YouTuber, ending his career before it could—
Bro, imagine being the dude that killed a whole population, bro. Just give him a can of Diet Coke. They could have been used for like research in the future to help us understand our bodies better and stuff.
Even start. And he has no one to blame for his own failure but himself. He had the opportunity to stop chasing this incredibly dumb adventure in October 2024 when he got caught the first—
it's not even about taxpayer money. Like, all it is somebody has to take a boat or they take a helicopter. It's about like them not dying. Like, I feel like they would see it and like they would go there. It wouldn't even cost much, bro, for them to go there or fly over it and take like the can.
First time. However, his need for clout didn't let him abandon the idea, and now he could be facing serious prison time for his actions, and that too in a foreign country, all because—
foreign countries don't play with that, bro. His ass, and look, if he gets locked up, deserved, bro. Yeah, that was a good video. But yeah, if you're watching on the tube, make sure to join the Discord and watch the streams.
Subscribe to Tommy NFG.